Hi, how are you? It's Traviseen here, and welcome back to our adventures with the Gnome Warlock.
Hi there.
Today, we are back in Duskwood, guys, and we are going to turn in this quest, Ghost Hair Thread. Looks like somebody's trying not to log up here. Remember, people used to do this when there was queue times. They would just run in a corner just so they wouldn't log off and have to sit in a 2-hour queue. Ghost Hair Thread, sob, oh please don't look at me, I tore out these eyes with my own hands. But I can still feel your gaze, I'm hideous, hideous, please look away.
What is this? A comb? It's lovely, and it glides through my hair as if it weren't the stiff, stringy horror that it is. Oh, if only I had a mirror. No! Take it. Take this comb away from me. I'm a monster and no one will ever think me lovely again.
Alright, so we're going to bring this back to Madam Eva. And we will continue our quest chain here. I think we'll... Yeah, we have our Earth set to Darkshire. Nice. And I hope you guys are doing well today. I'm doing pretty good. I found out that the community survey results for the Classic Plus project from wowclassic.plus website came out, so I'm going to check those out today. We'll see what everybody picked.
Need help?
And maybe you guys answered a few of these questions. I think I got a comment of someone asking what the website was so they could give their answers.
Be careful.
I sense that you have seen Blind Mary. Yeah, my comb.
I can make a spool of ghost hair thread with this and have a few strands to spare. Here are some coins for those extra strands. Here is your thread, adventurer. It has 1,000 uses, from binding evil spirits to sewing life into inanimate objects.
Okay, so we'll deliver the thread, and then we need to get zombie juice. Trying to get to the Ghoulish Effigy quest. Because you can combo Ghoulfang with Ghoulish Effigy. It's a good thing to do. Combo those two quests together. So we'll try to do that. Maybe we'll do we'll run over here today. And then zombie juice, I think we have to like hearth back and then run back again. So quite a bit of traveling. Which is fine. We're also 3 levels away from our mount, guys. Looking forward to that. In the Burning Crusade, you get your mount at level 30. And the first question that for the survey was, which faction do you usually play? There was 35,678 total responses for all of these answers. So quite a few responses. There's clearly, way more like classic WoW players than that, but that's a decent sample size. So which faction do you usually play? The questions where I switch between both factions for the Alliance, for the Horde, or whichever is best for Raid/Arena this expansion. And at 41.6%, the number one answer was I switch between both factions. And that was the answer I gave. Second was for the Alliance at 31.1%. And third was for the Horde at 30.8%, so pretty damn even between the Horde and the Alliance. And then whichever is best for Raid/Arena this expansion was the lowest at 8%. Not surprised there. It's cool to see that the Horde and the Alliance are actually kind of close. Which race would you consider your main? Feel free to pick multiple. This one was was kind of funny. So the answers are for this question is so pretty much it lists out every single race from like gnome, tauren, troll, dwarf, orc, yada yada yada. And then one of the answers is whatever is best for the thing I'm doing. And the number one race that people considered their main race was human. Wow. At 41.2%. So that's got to be like... I can see why a lot of people pick human. Makes sense. Undead was second at 29.8. I guess that they're sort of like humans, but they're zombies. And Orc was at 29.9% as well. In third place, probably just under Undead. Orc's pretty cool. I guess that's like the main Horde race, right? That people pick. And then Night Elf was at 28.8%. And whatever is best for the thing I'm doing, which is the answer I picked, because I usually just pick that. I don't really like care what race I play. I'm down to play all of them. Obviously, some look better than others in gear. I think that's why you see like Orc, Night Elf, and Human at the top. Undead looks alright in gear, but their boots look kind of crappy because you see like bones popping through your boots. But yeah, I really just pick whatever is best for rating, because that's what I plan on doing, and sometimes that's like the deciding factor if you get a raid spot or not. But that's just how the game kind of is. And there's after that the whatever is best for the thing I'm doing at 18.9%. Tauren got the next one up, which is I think the 6th spot at 16.9%. Then Troll at 15.9%. So quite a few. Looks like the Horde was a little bit more popular here. And then Dwarf. I'm surprised Dwarf is at 15.1%. I thought Dwarf would be pretty popular. Those were like the classes I like honestly enjoyed playing on the Alliance side. And then Gnome. Gnome was last. No one likes Gnomes at 10.3%. It's too bad. No one likes Gnomes, guys. I think Gnomes are cool. They grow on you. I never played a Gnome before since I played that Mage, and I'm enjoying Gnome. I think Gnome's fun. Alright, so there's the races, guys. They also have a demographic, which is kind of interesting. You can choose, like, people, like say you're a person that likes playing Druid. You can see what the Druid people picked. Or you're a person that plays Alliance. You can see what questions the Alliance people picked. They have playstyle as well. You can see what hardcore raiders picked versus what casual raiders picked. It's pretty cool what they did with that. These dire wolves here. We're not really getting any XP for them. Hopefully we start finding some level 20s so we get a little closer. Alright, so next question is, what class do you consider your main? Feel free to pick multiple. And pretty much lists all the classes. And Warrior was number 1. Human Warrior, most popular in Classic. Wow. What a surprise. 32.9% is the Warrior class. This one kind of surprised me, though. 27.5% picked Paladin as their main. I was kind of surprised to see a faction class, you know, Alliance-only class get up there. Yeah, Paladin at 27.5%. Next was Rogue. A lot of Rogue enjoyers, 23.7%. And another stealth class at 4th, Druid, 23.3%. Clearly people like the stealth ability. I was a big fan of that when I first started playing WoW. Shaman at 22.7%, so there's the Horde faction class. Getting in there. Then it's Mage at 22.6%. Hunter at 21.8%. Priest at 20.3%, and then Warlock, the class we're playing's last. 19%, so Gnome Warlock. That's got to be, like, the least least played, like, combo in the game, according to this survey. Which I doubt, because a lot of Alliance, pretty much every Alliance Warlock is a Gnome, to be honest. Like, rare to see a human Warlock. You see a lot more Gnomes. No, we're not getting any XP for these wolf kills, but we're almost done the quest, so we're just going to finish it up. So yeah, out of 9 classes, Warlock was last. I like Warlock. Casters didn't get much love, man. It's a lot of, like, physical melee DPS classes. Like Mage, Priest, Warlock, all in the bottom 4. I'm kind of surprised Hunter is that low, too. Like, Hunter's an awesome leveling class. Pretty good at everything, like PvP, PvE. Decent at farming as well. Same with Mage. Like, Mage is good at everything. I'm kind of surprised they're at the bottom 4. They also can teleport around the world. They can make their own food and water. Like, Mage should be... If I had my own list, Mage would be number 1. I think I put Mage as number 1. That was my pick. I understand people like Warrior, because... The reason why people put Warrior is because they're... It's the most played class in vanilla, because it does the most damage in raids. So, that's probably why we see Warrior up there. It's a fun class to play. Cool thing about Warrior is, as you level up, you really get to see the power spike. Like, it has a nice, like, progression or curve for power curve, you could call it. Like, mages out the gate, they just feel strong right away. Warriors are, like, completely different. They feel really weak. And then once you get to, like, the 30s, when you start getting sweeping strikes and whirlwind, they really start kicking in. Okay, so we need one more dire wolf. Where's the dire wolf at? Is there any here? Oh, there's one. This is the last one we need. Oh, this wolf quest. Yeah, here we go. Question 4. How old are you? This is an interesting one. So, the highest was my age group, actually. 31 to 36. I'm not surprised. 37.2%. And it makes sense. A lot of people... This is like... That age range is, like, favorite game. A lot of us started playing in, like... middle school to high school, even like early college, so makes sense why that age group's probably the highest. Next age range is the one right under 31 to 36, 26 to 30 at 29%. And then one that's just older than my age group, 36 to 40 at 15.2%. And then we got 18 to 25. I'm surprised. At 10.3%. And then it's 41 to 46 at 4.8%. 46 to 50 at 1.5%. 51 to 56 at 0.7%. And prefer not to say at 0.6%. And then there's 13 to 18. I'm kind of surprised anybody that age is playing WoW. I kind of expect that age group to be playing like Roblox or something, but to be honest, the children of you know, the 41 to 46, or people from children from the 30s to 40s or even 50s, they probably play what their parents might like, right? You never know. Some people play WoW as a family, which is kind of cool. So maybe there are some, like, you know, really young people playing, you know, classic WoW. All right, so the next question, how often do you play WoW each week? And the top answer is every day if I can, and more 20 plus hours. I'm kind of surprised that was number one. 20 plus hours a week is quite a bit. We've been playing around that amount since TBC launch.
Oh, good. You thinned out that pack quite a bit.
But I usually...
Without those wolves nipping out our heels, we can bind our minds to dealing with Morbid Fell. Here, take some of these flash bundles. They make them in town, and a lot have been donated to Sven to help with his cause.
Yeah, that's the highest 20 plus hours a week, every day if they can. I gotta play every day. But sometimes I only play for an hour, so that would be like under 10 hours. Sometimes I play for 2, that'd be just over 10. Like 20 hours is kind of hard to hit, even if you play every day. I think the everyday part should have been this next one that got second. Let's check out this grave here, guys. It's like this this quest is having a little trouble. Good old Morgan Lattimore quest. Speak with Sierra Von Lindy in Darkshire. The weather grave marker reads simply, Morgan Lattimore. Upon further examination, you notice that dirt over the grave has been recently disturbed, and that a good amount of the dirt seems to have been displaced. Yeah, I think this one should be the everyday if I can. Over 10 hours a week. At 26.9%. That's what I picked. I play usually between like 10 to 20 hours. Sometimes some weeks I get over 20. And then third was I can't believe it's 14.3%. I play a lot of WoW, 40 plus hours a week. That's actually third place. Higher than the next one, which is a few hours a week, 1 to 9, 12.6%. And then less than weekly / inactive at 11.1%. And I assume the people who just aren't playing right now, but maybe they're thinking about playing again, they kind of just answered with that one. So here we go. We're delivering the thread to Abercrombie. I need to string the ghost hair thread along my door and my windows to keep out unwanted spirits. Did you get it for me?
Delightful. This will do splendidly. Here, good adventurer, take this as payment for your honorable deed. I need a bottle of a certain liquor. Zombie juice. Tavern Keep Smith's at the Scarlet Raven Tavern in Darkshire should have some. And please hurry, adventurer. These nights get cold, and I need that drink to put fire in my veins again.
All right, so turn all these quests
I
in.
supply only the finest goods.
And that was the how often do you play WoW each week? Seems like the most is around like 10 to 20 plus hours. And then like there's a small demographic, I guess, that you consider the hardcore raiders, hardcore players. They're like 14.3% that play over 40 hours a week. But I assume as if more people answered this, I would assume a few hours a week, 1 to 9, would probably end up beating the 40 plus hours. And then you would see a lot more votes going into like 10 hours a week and then the 20 plus hours a week. It's just a guess. Could be wrong, but that's what I assume.
Safe travel.
You need some zombie juice, do you? That's some strong stuff. I don't usually get requests for it. If you bring me some rot blossoms, then I can brew you up a batch of zombie juice. Rot blossoms grow in strange places. In particular, I hear you can find them inside the skulls of skeletal horrors and skeletal fiends. Not that I've gotten close enough to look. The Raven Hill Cemetery and the Tranquil Gardens are both lousy with those skeletons. You may as well get rid of them while you're looking for rot blossoms. The town of Darkshire would be grateful. Ah, yes, a nice clutch of legs you have there. Let me just get these seasoned with my secret spices, no looking, and get them to skittering on a skillet for a while. And although dusky crab cakes are my specialty, and I won't give out the recipe, Here's the recipe for a dish that's almost as good. And here we are, crab cakes a la gruel. Morgan Lattimore? Yes, of course. His was a long and sorrowful tale. I knew him, well, before he left for the war, but that was the last time I saw him. A noble and good man he was, but he suffered a bad end. Here, I should have something here that can tell the tale better than my own recollections. If you would like to know more, you might ask Althea. She's been the one to handle the trouble with him of late.
Morgan Lattimore? Never heard of... Oh, you
Yes,
mean
yes,
More
yeah.
Latim. I guess you haven't heard the story. Well, I'll give you the short version. A wandering undead calling itself More Latim has been wandering Duskwood. From what we've gathered, it appears to be the undead body of Morgan Lattimore, of whom you apparently know. He's been causing us all sorts of problems, attacking watchmen on patrol and killing people. You seem to be capable enough, maybe you could lay him to rest. From what my scouts tell me, Morlatum wanders throughout Duskwood, following a strange and meandering path through the cemetery. We buried him out past the house on the hill. You know where that is? There isn't anything I can do to help you, but I wish you good luck.
All right, well, there we go. So we got the story of Morgan Lattimore. We'll check that out when we start looking for him. It's an interesting story. And now we're on question 6, guys. What is your experience with the various iterations of vanilla/classic World of Warcraft? Check all that apply. This question just asks you, when did you start playing classic WoW? Or vanilla, I guess. And number 1 was 2019 Classic Relaunch. That's when I started playing. At 76.6%. And I was kind of surprised, Classic Anniversary. So last year, a lot of good amount of people started playing at 74.4%. Season of Discovery got 3rd at 68.9%. Not surprised. That was pretty popular when it came out. It was kind of like people considered that to be Classic Plus, but they kind of got rid of that eventually. It stopped. It's kind of like a Classic Plus experiment, I guess you could call it. And then private servers at 4, 54.9%. And at 5th is 2004 Vanilla WoW at launch. That's insane. At launch. Back in 2004. I remember, like, when I was, like, in middle school or something like that. I was a young kid when it first came out. I wanted to play WoW, but my PC just sucked. So I didn't play. So I just played StarCraft instead. We had like a family PC. It was like an iMac, like one of those iMacs you'd see in computer labs that had like different colors. That's what we had, and I'm not even sure if like Mac had like a WoW supported game. Like Mac even supported WoW at that time. I think a lot of kids got Mac computers because it was considered like the school computer. Right? It's for like school, but really you just wanted to play games on it. And then at 6th, Season of Mastery, 26.3%. And only expansions beyond vanilla. I've never played vanilla at 22.7%. So some people that have never played vanilla are actually hopping in this this survey. Maybe they started in a Cataclysm Classic, TBC Classic, Wrath Classic, who knows. And then 0.1% is I've never played WoW. Some people that, like, I guess 1 or 2 that have never played, maybe they're just joking around, have answered at 0.1%. All right, question 7. What role do you play? So they got DPS, tank, healer, and various. No surprise, DPS is number 1 at 46%. And then various, which is the answer I chose, at 33.4% is in second. Healer at 12.8%. And then tank at 7.8%, which is last. Which is not a surprise. The game's always been that way. It's always been like a tank. There's a really big tank shortage, and then there's a decent healer shortage as well. What regions do you play from? Okay, so we got all the regions around the world, from South America, North America, EU, Oceanic or Australia, China, Korea, other. And EU was number 1 at 51.7%. But to be honest, this survey, like, for people playing WoW, I think China should be number 1 because, like, they clearly have the most WoW players. If you look at, just check out ironforge.pro, I think it's called. It tracks, like, raid logs and how many, characters are raiding, and there's 10 times more raiders in China than EU and North America combined. But EU is at number 1 with 51.7%. North America's at 44%. Oceanic is 4.2%. South America is at 2.5%. Other is 0.6%. China is at 0.3%. And Korea is at 0.1%. So maybe if they actually made a website in Chinese, they would probably get more, or that spoke Mandarin, probably get more answers from that region, which I think would be interesting. And Korea's at 0.1%. All right, next question is question 9. Which of the following labels describe you? Are you serious, dude? Yeah, I'm ganking people in Duskwood. Oh, yeah. I'm ganking lobies in Duskwood. What layer are we on? How unlucky can you be? There's 20 layers. And we get the layer where there's a shaman that's like, you know what? I'm going to gank people in Duskwood today. Let's see if he actually wants to camp gnomes. Looks like he doesn't. You know, he should have killed this guy. This guy's still running. Hasn't been logged out yet. I guess it's because they just don't care. There's 20 layers. Alright, so let's summon our Voidwalker. We actually need to get some more shards. And if I had a Soul Stone, we could have just waited for him to run away and we could have just rezzed ourselves. Good thing the run back wasn't too far. Let's make sure we get demon armor, guys. It's one thing I forget quite a bit. Let's get another shard here. Make a soul stone. Looks like we need a little bit of mana. I'll put this soul stone on ourselves. What ores are here? Tin. We'll get some tin. And the next question is, which of the following labels describe you? Choose as many as you feel is accurate. So this is asking questions like what kind of a player you think you are. And a number 1 is it's the one that I picked for myself, what I consider myself to be. Now these terms are like kind of everybody has probably a different meaning for these terms. But I consider myself a casual raider at 65.9%. That was number 1, and that's the one I picked. And what I consider a casual raider to be is just somebody who raids on one character. You know, they can, and they're not like trying to compete for server first, and they're not in a guild that's trying to get server first or world first or try to be like number 1 speedrunning guild. If you're not in that environment, then you're pretty much a casual raider. Next one is Leveler. Not surprised if I picked that one as well. It's like probably the second one I picked. I might get some of these wrong, but this is what I remember that I picked. We did go through this in this playthrough. But I picked Leveler as well, 54.3%, so we are the majority, guys. The Casual Raider Leveler. That is WoW, guys. That's who keeps the lights on. Is us. Respect our authority. So, yeah, Casual Raider Leveler, number 1. And next is PvP player at 39.3%. I kind of enjoy PvP, but I would not put it above Leveler or Casual Rating. But I do enjoy the odd BG. And then fourth, which I think is a bunch of bullcrap, is Hardcore Raider at 37.4%. There isn't that many Hardcore Raiders. Hardcore Rating's like under 10%. Probably 5%, to be honest. There's people who play 40+ hours a week and they still aren't considered hardcore, I would say. Because they're just not in that environment. Because there isn't that many spots, to be honest. Like, if your guild's outside the top 5, and I don't know, like speedrunning or like trying to clear a raid first, then you're kind of like getting into the more casual part. Like, yeah, you're not like super casual, or you're not really casual, but you're not hardcore anymore either, because you're not really like, you're not cutting it. You know, the guild you're in just isn't really like competing. So that's how I kind of have like I kind of hold a high standard to that term. So there's no way it's 37.4%, but there's a lot of people out there that like to say they're hardcore. All right, hi Traviseen, do you have those rot blossoms for me yet?
You got the rot blossoms, and I'll tell Althea Ebenlock of the Night Watch that you were killing skeletons. Keeping the people of Darkshire safe is a grim burden for the Night Watch, and news that others are helping stem the tide of fiends in Duskwood is welcome news indeed. Here's your zombie
Shadow
juice.
Weavers here.
And be careful with this stuff. It's strong enough to raise the dead.
All right, we're gonna go deal with some Morgan now. But yeah, Hardcore Raiders should be like under 10%, in my opinion. Next up is Completionist. Another Warlock just killed me. Just let him walk away. We got a Soulstone. Should we use it for this? I probably shouldn't. Just release Spirit. Like, the first walk is right here. We'll save it for an actual long walk. I don't know why people do this, though. I think what they're doing here is, I don't think he's actually ganking people. He just ganks people if he sees them, but I think he's probably doing herbalism or something like that. It's funny how there's that many, like, horde gankers, like, on this server, or on this layer that I'm on. So yeah, we've gone through the top 4, which is Casual Raider, Leveler, PvP player, Hardcore Raider. Completionist is number 5 at 18.9%. Which I'm not surprised a lot of people are into that nowadays, especially on retail. Like just completing all the achievements, collecting all the mounts, collecting all the pets. It's a pretty popular gameplay style nowadays. And WoW is catering to that on the retail side. I think if this was a retail survey, that Completionist might even be above Leveler. I think Completionist would be above PvP player. For sure. And then next up is Transmog Hunter at 16.3%. That's clear. You can't really be a Transmog Hunter. I guess you kind of can in Classic, but like you can't really ever wear it while you're playing unless like you're sacrificing, you know, quite a bit of damage for DPS. So that's at 16.3%. I think Transmog Hunter's pretty much tied in with Completionist. And then Auction House Gamers is the last one at 10.7%. Oh, we actually lost Soulstone? I didn't know that. So if you don't use it, you lose it. Didn't know that. I'll let this imp tank for a bit. Yeah, Auction House Gamer, I would assume is probably his last. Like, if you really want to play that style of game, I've heard EVE Online is a better Auction House Gamer game. And there's so many other like MMOs where you could be an Auction House Gamer, right? But it is a part of WoW. I just don't think WoW is like I would assume WoW isn't the best for it. I've never really been I've played the Auction House, but I'm not like sitting there looking for trying to find advantages in the market that I can take advantage of. Right? So, and the thing about this game, it's kind of figured out. Like, you kind of know, like, what's going to be selling a lot in the next phase. Because it's already been, we've already gone through it all. So you kind of know what people are going to be purchasing. Just through, like, you know, the history of the game. So I don't know how interesting that would be. For me, personally. But, I don't know, maybe some people like it. Especially if you're selling the gold, I guess it's kind of interesting, right? But there we go. That's the type of player people think they are. Kind of not surprised. Question 10. How likely are you to play Classic Plus? So number 1 is I can't wait to log in at 48.5%. Number 2 is I'll play, but who knows for how long, depends on the quality. I think I picked that one. Second one. But I'll probably play. I'll obviously give it a shot, but I think what I said was if, say like another anniversary came out and then Classic Plus just wasn't, like, that great, I'd probably switch to just the original version of the game. Because I already know I enjoy that, right? Number 3 is I'm extremely skeptical on the project, so it'll depend on how the launch goes. It's 8.5%, and then 0.4% is I don't plan to play at all. I assume anybody who's doing this survey will probably give it a try. Right? And question 11, would you pay a box fee for Classic Plus? If so, how much? And number 1 answer is depends on what's shown / promised at 52.2%. I think that's what I chose, pretty sure. I didn't pick like an amount. And the next one is no, if it costs more than just my active subscription, I won't play. Yeah, that's a fair answer as well. Right? Like, didn't have to pay for Season of Discovery. You know, so it has to be quite a substantial upgrade over Season of Discovery. They want people to pay for it. And I think if they want people to pay for it, they have to put WoW in a new engine. Has to be something we've never seen before. And even if it's good or bad, you know, if people don't like the way it looks and it just flops, and that's too bad. But if they want me to pay for it, they're going to have to put a lot of work into it. And the next one was $60, 12.4%. We're willing to pay $60. Which is a good thing to see, because there's clearly people that are willing to support Classic or pay for substantial upgrades. And then the next one was $40 at 9.1%, $20 at 5.5%, and no opinion at 5.5%. Yeah, I can't really put a price on it. You have to know what you're getting first, right? But I would probably play... I would pay $60 for a Classic WoW remake. With no changes. It it's just a remake, bring it up to 2026. I would pay $60 for that. So I played remakes, and they're pretty damn good. Like, I played Dead Space remake, and it was awesome. Thing is, I never played the original, but even the people who played the original said the remake was great. So if they could pull something off like that with Classic WoW, then I would probably pay $60 for it. And the next question is Unreal Engine S graphics, lighting, polygon count, etc. And the answer is like, would you want that? So one, people, there's a lot. This is a real split decision here. So people who don't want that, there's actually 20. So the top one is 21% don't want the graphics to change at all, or they don't want it on an Unreal Engine. And then second is 5, so they're like kind of like they don't really care, but they don't really know. At 18.7%, and then 10. So people who do want it on a new engine, which is what I voted for, would be at 13.3%. Because how can they make money though? Like, that's what I want to know. Is like, how do you expect them to charge for it if there's no like graphics updates or anything like that? Like, I won't pay if the changes are just like, yeah, we're just making it like Season of Discovery. Like, there's no chance I'm gonna pay for that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna pay for that. I'm not buying a box version of that. No chance. So that's why I would say if they want to actually charge for it, that they would have to have to do something on Unreal Engine, or like at least update the graphics. It should be better than retail too, is what I expect, because it's on a completely new engine. But yeah, it's kind of split on that one. It's actually more people who just want it like just to be like this, which is fine. Might be in trouble here. Blow this guy up. Fear him. Getting resisted quite a bit. I think we might be in trouble. Try to blow this guy up. We'll fear this guy again. He's gonna blow me up. Might not have enough mana. Come on, Sarfog, stay alive. Tell Sarfog to taunt him. Doesn't really do anything. We just gotta run away. Well, that might hurt. Another one, and I think we might be dead, so health pot. We lost Sarfog. Alright, let's eat and drink here. But yeah, a lot of people don't like it, so I think, yeah, it's going to be kind of mixed. So we can look into the smaller, like the 2, 3, 4. So 2 is at 5.42%. That's pretty much no. 3 is at 11.9. And then 9 is at 1.4. 8 is at 6.6. 7 is at 8.3. 4 is at 7.1. So just for like 10 to catch up to 1. 8, 9, 10 is pretty much 1. It's almost there. It's still behind it a little bit. So yeah, it'll probably be no, and they won't do it on Unreal Engine. And if they charge money for it, I'm not buying that. There's no chance. I'm not paying money for Season of Discovery 2.0. That's what it's going to be. They need to bring something new to the table. Let's get Sarthaga again. But yeah, it seems like more people don't want it to be changed, and that's what I expected. That's a classic Andy comment, which is fair. But the thing is like, if you don't want anything new, then what's the point of Classic Plus? Let's just have Classic Era servers for TBC and Wrath of the Lich King, and just keep Classic going forever with no changes. Or just some quality of life stuff. Right? Like, what's the point of having Classic Plus? Just for a little bit of new content that looks like just like this? Like, I don't know. It's fine, but I wouldn't be that excited for it. It could be good. Probably would be fun. I would probably play, but if they charge money for it, that'd be terrible. But maybe that's the plan, right? Here, with that answer, they won't really charge money, I think, if it's just the same graphics. I hope that's the case. And it's just like another game that's tied to the subscription. But that doesn't really make any sense. Like, well, right? Like, they're not just going to put work in. Like, I know they're making money here, but they're like, as a company, they're not going to do that unless they can. There's potential to make more money, right? Like, they already have me as a customer. All they have to do is just keep doing Classic WoW on reset. Just keep it going, and I'll keep playing and giving them my subscription. So they already got me locked in. If they want anybody new, or if they want to get more money out of a person like me, they have to do something kind of substantial. It has to be like pretty substantial. I don't know. I don't know if I would pay for just a season of discovery, because it was free last time. It would kind of feel bad to pay for that. But I'm not surprised. I'm a little upset that people don't want to see WoW in like with like new graphics, but there's a small community of us that actually do want to see it. We'll move on here. Modern WoW character models. This will obviously be a no. I voted 1 on this one. I don't want modern WoW. I think I might have put 5. But I don't want modern WoW character models. Like, I do, but I want it to be, I don't want it to be like retail. I want it to be like a darker version. I want it to be completely new. But I would most likely put 1 here. So, but I think I put 5 or something like that. But 1 was number 1 at 25.5%, and then 10 was 13.6. Was number 3, and then second was 5 at 16.8. Then there was a bunch in the middle. Or 3 was 11.3. I wonder what this guy wants me in a group for. Is he doing a quest here? Looks like it. I was trying to turn this in. But yeah, I don't really want modern character models. I might have voted 10 maybe because I want the change to Unreal Engine. But I would probably put 1 if it was going to look like retail.
Here, hastily piled up as if someone had need of hiding something, without much time to do it. Digging through the mound, you find a small,
Not this guy.
book. The book has no title, but it has informations Ven would like to know.
Alright, so we got the book. There we go. Helped them out. No problem. But yeah, people don't want the changes. That's like a real classic sentiment. Is like there's a community that doesn't want any changes. But the thing is they're trying to do changes. They've been doing that for... That's the whole point of Classic Plus, is to change Classic. So, I don't want modern WoW character models either. I don't want them to make it look like retail. I wouldn't like that. Modern WoW character animations, it's the same thing. First one is 1. Nobody wants modern WoW character animations. Number 2 is at 5, so some people are kind of split on it. Third is 10, so there's some people that do want it at 13.2%, and then fourth, same as the last one, is 3 at 11.3%. Most people don't want retail graphics. It seems like some people kind of wouldn't mind Unreal Engine, but it's still pretty much a no. Modern WoW spell effects, same thing. Sometimes my buttons aren't working here. Can't wand. Let's head back to Darkshire. Yeah, modern WoW spell effects, same thing. First place is 1 at 22.3%, but there's actually quite a few people that put 10 at 16.5. I guess some people don't like the animations for Classic WoW. And then 5, there's a lot of people that are kind of split on it at 17.4%. So there's some people that could change their mind. Might have to tell Sarfog to help us here. Go slow him down. Leave us alone, Stitches. We're just trying to go back to town to turn a quest in. God, he'll chase you forever. Like, what the heck is going on? Is he hitting me? I'm supposed to hit Sarfog. Sarfog's the one hitting him. We're kind of leashing him, to be honest, by doing this. Still chasing us. Oh my gosh, I'll health pot again. I'm dead. That's insane how far he'll walk and chase you down for. Even after, like, we hit him with Sarfog, he'll leash for, like, 10 more seconds. And the aggro radius was actually massive at level 27. That's why you avoid him, right? But we're not playing hardcore, so it's all good. We're not. It's not the end of the journey. Yeah. Next question: Modern WoW UI, player and target frames, action bars, nameplates. This is where actually people want to see a change, which is good. I kind of agree. They put 10. So 10 was actually like a yes, so 22.6%, and then there's some people that are just like anti like it has to be, everything has to be the same, no changes at 1. 17.3 is actually number 3, and then 5 is number 2 at 17.9%. So that was kind of interesting. So people don't want like new graphics, but they may want they kind of maybe want new spell effects and a new UI. How would you like Blizzard to handle the server rollout? Oh, this is how they want the servers to be. So number 1 was 1 mega PvP server with faction balance enforced, and 1 mega PvE server with no faction balance enforcement at 27.1%. I think that's what I picked. Because it makes sense. It's what they're doing right now, and it's working pretty damn well. The thing that it's kind of interesting, though, is that we're at 19 layers right now, but it was at 20 layers. So, like, playing on a server with that many layers. It's pretty much like playing on 20 servers, but it's just everybody's on one server, which is cool. It makes finding groups and raids a lot easier. And the second was a condensed server list like SOD with consolidation happening over time to 23.9%. And that's not a bad idea either, because then it'll add like RP PvP servers and just different kinds of servers that people enjoy, which I think is fine. And then there number 3 is only one mega server PvP that lets players opt in / opt out from PvP, safe zones in towns, war mode, etc. So pretty much retail style servers got 3rd. And then 4th is many servers that launch, some PvP, some PvE, a couple RP like Vanilla Classic launched with. So like 2019 at 19.4%, which is good because you get all the different kinds of servers, but the problem is all these servers end up dying. And they end up migrating to the other servers. It's actually not that great. And then no opinion.
Impressive, adventurer. It would seem that you are capable enough to handle yourself. Perhaps a more suitable challenge could be found for one of your abilities. It is curious, though. The Worgen seem to just appear out of thin air. But then, with all the other strange creatures...
There you go.
You might have noticed some larger Worgen wandering around with the Shadow Weavers in the woods. From what we can tell, these Dark Runners make up the bulk of the Worgen numbers. On my rangings, I've also noticed that they have overrun the rotting orchard southwest of town. These Worgen are a bit tougher than the last you faced. Be on your guard.
Yeah, with the servers, I think it'd be cool if they just added RP to both servers. Just do mesh like one, but you just add RP to it. But then the problem is there's RP rules, and some people shouldn't get banned if they don't follow RP rules. So I guess just keep it the way it is. If people want RP, they can RP, but don't expect people to follow RP rules on the server. I think the way they have it is pretty damn good, to be honest. But there we go, guys. We did quite a few quests here in Duskwood. We're almost level 28. Next episode, we'll probably head over here, turn in juice delivery, and complete a few more quests here. Or we'll head over to the stockade, guys, because we actually have a few quests to do at that dungeon. We have to get 3 quests done, so maybe we'll go to the stockade and finish those up. But that is going to be the end of today's episode. We'll also probably, if we're doing stockade, we probably won't keep going through this survey, but there's a lot of questions left. And we'll probably get through it all eventually. But that's going to be the end of today's episode. As always, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.